Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Is it possible the customer is taking the power back when it comes to, well, in general, most products out there that we call entertainment that we want to use as escapism to get us away from the oh so wonderful real world? That seems to be the case. It's stuff like this is happening a little bit more and more here and there. Just little nudges in one direction over another, changes in decision making. And the most recent one comes from Earth Defense Force 6 developers. Article from that Park Place, John F. Trent. Earth Defense Force 6 developers announced they are planning changes to the requirement to link Epic Games account to play online. This was a little something I had missed a while back, but John F. Trent, I love him so much. He goes over the backlash. Following the massive backlash, which resulted in numerous negative reviews, the developers of Earth Defense Force 6 announced they are planning changes to the requirement. Following the game's release, players discovered that the game required, now this is for PC gamers, of course, because, well, hey, PC Master, no, we're not going to go there. The game required that an Epic Games account be linked to their Steam account. If you remember, there was a little bit of a kerfuffle with PlayStation and Helldivers 2, and, well, if you look at the numbers for Helldivers 2, they're still not recovering from that, despite PlayStation walking it back, or Helldivers 2 walking it back a little bit. Doesn't look like they've recovered, and maybe the developers of Earth Defense Force 6 are hoping to avoid that. In case you didn't know, there's not a lot of gamers out there that really care for Epic Games' platform, their little app, I guess, their library, and their practices. But, you know, to each their own. You make your own decisions. Let's see. Only 29% of all reviews for the game were positive, and numerous individuals indicated that the requirement to link an Epic Games account was not originally published on Steam. Now, that is a big deal. When you release a game on Steam or any platform, regardless, and all of a sudden, after people have purchased and played and spent time in the game, and then all of a sudden you make a change like this to where in order to play the game, well, suddenly you need a PlayStation account in order to play it, or you will no longer be able to play the game that you paid for. Or, again, in this case, Earth Defense Force 6, you must link to an Epic Games account. Well, not everyone has an Epic Games account. Not everyone wants to have an Epic Games account. Personal reasons, regardless. Why would you put that on your players? You run the risk of, well, suffering the same thing that Helldivers 2 is still trying to recover from. In fact, an archive link confirmed it was not listed on the storefront when the game was released. Oopsie doopsie. The amount of backlash you're going to get from that is astronomical. Things like that. Again, I've brought this up before. PC gamers, PlayStation gamers, Xbox gamers, we have a massive laundry list of a backlog of games to play. We want to give these developers our money if they give us something fun. Make it fun first. But then when you change things after you've released the game, whether it's a nerf, a patch, suddenly there's a requirement in order for you to play the game that if you don't follow said requirement, you can't play the game that you purchased, but you've played it entirely too long to get a refund. If you're on PlayStation, you just can't get a refund. Well, gamers will respond accordingly, regardless of what platform they're on. The most helpful review from Myriad noted, quote, requires a third-party account with Epic Games to play online with friends, even if you only play with people who are solely on the Steam platform. There is no indication anywhere on the Steam page that this was the case before purchasing, and definitely a shady, potentially illegal business practice. Got to be careful with that. You're changing the terms of service after someone has purchased. I understand there are some online games. Well, your gameplay experience may change throughout, but when you're talking, I think this is kind of pushing that little envelope there. The user added, considering that none of the previous titles ever required this, sounds familiar, it boggles my mind as to why they thought this would fly. Well, surprise it didn't. Oops. Especially on a competitor platform. That's another one. As of around 0600 UTC-6, the Steam storefront has updated almost 6 hours after the game was officially released, more than enough time for people that were anticipating this game, expecting and having a lot of fun with it, to have purchased the game and played it long enough to no longer get a refund. Updated to reflect the requirement of needing a third-party account. 6 hours is a long time in a video game. The gamer's publisher, D3 Publisher, would initially address the requirement to link an Epic Games account, writing, quote, "For this game to enhance cross-play and online functionality." This is a whole bunch of bullshit buzzword. Please don't attack us. Online play requires signing into your Epic Games account. Why? To enhance? Why? No. We don't believe you. You probably signed a contract with Epic Games to require it to make a little bit of extra money, and that's kind of scummy. We apologize for the lack of advance notice. Lack of advance notice. This is something that should have been announced before the game was even released, available for purchase. This is, well, for lack of a better term, this is not okay. You got to do better. The company added signing into your Epic Games account that people don't have, that some people refuse to have, is required the first time you play online. Shouldn't be. Usually, once you sign in for the first time, you will not need to sign in again because the app is running in the background constantly unless you disable it yourself. You can sign into your Epic Games account or register for an account. Why would we want to do that? They're on Steam. These players are on Steam for a reason, requiring an extra. People just don't like it. Oh, it's just the point and click. It's just a couple of things. That is irrelevant. Just like with the Helldivers 2 fiasco. It's irrelevant. People don't want to do it. It was not a requirement when they purchased it. It should not be a requirement moving forward. You can sign into your Epic Games account or register for an account from within the game app. People don't want to. Or you can create an account in advance and sign in. If they wanted to create an account, they would have one already. Let's see. Now, in a statement, the publisher wrote, EDF6 development team for Steam is reviewing and planning changes. Please don't review bomb our game. Please don't downvote our game. Please keep playing. Please don't ask for a refund because we changed things that you might be able to actually get from Steam. Based on what I'm seeing, you changed the rules. You changed the contract after people agreed to it. You can't do that. Not in a regular business sense. I don't see why it should be allowed here. I wonder if people are getting Steam. I wonder if they're getting their little refunds on Steam. That would be exceptionally detrimental to the publisher. Oh boy, let's see. Can't wait to see how this one goes. Let's see. Planning changes to the specifications that requires sign in to Epic Games account. Changes. How about just don't do it? Which has received the most feedback. Shocker to no one. At this time, we are unable to provide specifics on how much time this will take. You better hurry up, or you won't be able to get any good faith back. But we will continue to work on it as we address the feedback we have received, it concluded. Oh, gamers appear to be taking this statement as a win. It's not a win yet because they haven't changed it yet. As a win, as the reviews are trending upward. According to SteamDB, 46.9% of all reviews are now positive, and over the past few days, there have been more positive reviews than negative reviews. Well, that's a bonus, that's a positive, but I would never cave in until it is finalized. And there are a lot of people who are going to walk away and never come back simply because you tried it. Furthermore, the game's player base appears to be very healthy for now. I believe Helldivers 2 player base recovered just a little bit. Let's see, before, falling off the cliff. In the last 24 hours, the game hit its peak concurrent players at 18,641 hours of writing. The game has over 12,000 players in the game. Pretty darn good. What do you make of this statement that changes are coming? Changes are coming. Something that gamers have heard over and over again, regardless of what IP they're talking about. We're making changes, you have to do this. Or we're not making changes, it's going to be the same across the board. And then changes come in a day one patch. 6 hours after it was released, you're now required to do this. Or in the case of Helldivers 2, 3 months afterwards, forcing people to create an account, link an account that they did not want to in the first place. Do you think Earth Defense Force 6 is going to suffer the same fate as Helldivers 2? Or will they be able to recover? Will gamers forgive them? We'll have to wait and see. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, all those nifty little things that you expect you to do. And I hope to see you on the next one.